Welcome back to TITV, presented by Buffalo Rock, and we're enjoying ice-cold Diet Pepsi tonight. You ready to take some phone calls?
Let's go.
All right, they're lining up. Let's go to Coleman and talk with Tim. Tim, welcome into the program. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm just fine, guys. How about y'all? You've been getting over this old flu stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted, my question was, you think there'll be a huge letdown after the LSU game, and you think we can bounce back and beat Mississippi State like we should? And I know the guys have got a lot of character. And
Rod, what about coming back and putting the LSU game behind them? I mean, I have no choice. I mean, if this team, all right, let's be clear on this. We talked a lot at the top about not being able to go to the BCS National Championship game, having only an outside shot at the SEC Championship game. But let's be clear on this. If you're a competitor, there's still a lot to play for.
Oh, no question about it, Gary. Certainly they have an opportunity to still have a great year. I mean, if they could possibly win out, I know it's going to be difficult, but there's no question about it, Tim. It's going to be very difficult between the years psychologically for this team to bounce back. Let's be honest, Alabama has not played well for the most part of the season. They've been inconsistent. They haven't shown a lot of want to for the most part, a lot of desire. At times they have, but at times they've been, flat. They just hadn't played with a lot of emotion, a lot of intensity at times. And, I'm going to tell you what. Mississippi State is going to come in here with Dan Mullen. They are going to play a very physical football game. They are going to be ready to play.
And something else, Rodney, since Nick Saban's been here, in 2007, of course, there was the academic deal with the books. Mm-hmm. But once they were out of contention for the SEC West, kind of tanked it. Well, in 2008, they went undefeated, but once they lost to Florida in the SEC Championship game against Utah, they didn't seem to show up in the Sugar Bowl. So now you wonder, like you said, with maybe not as much to play for, how they're going to respond. We're just going to have to find out. And again, if you're a competitor and you care about your football team, they're going to come out with some fire on Saturday
And I
night.
think one of the things that may be interesting to watch is, will A.J. McCarron play? Will he get an opportunity now to start getting some reps and develop a little bit, down the stretch of the season and, possibly add a spark to the offense? And that's not taking anything away from Greg McElroy, certainly not blaming it all on him, but it could be an opportunity for McCarron to play.
All right, let's stay in Tuscaloosa and talk with Joseph. Joseph, welcome into the show.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Doing great, Joseph.
Hey, Clay, man. I was just trying to figure out, so is there a chance now, with all due respect, is there a chance that Greg McElroy could have kind of lost his passion for the game? Because I know he's holding on to the ball a lot and stuff, and, I know he's kind of...
Well, yeah, Greg McElroy has not lost any passion for the game. I can assure you of that. If there's one thing about Greg McElroy, he plays hard, he is tough, he takes a lick, he gets back up. You can question some of his decision-making. You can question, as we have a little bit, the game plan, that I think limits his ability to have an opportunity to make plays. But he has not lost any passion. I mean,
was that his question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the young man wants to win and is playing as hard as he can.
Oh, no question about that. I mean, post-game locker room, I think he showed a lot of emotion after the game. And there's no doubt about Greg McElroy has passion for the game. And he's certainly, he's one of the most competitive kids on the team.
All right, thank you, Joseph, for the phone call. Let's get an email from Bama Jack. The chatter on the street is that some Bama fans don't like the idea of Auburn playing for the national championship. It doesn't bother me at all. Bama every 3 or 4 years, Auburn every 52 years. Well, that's more of a comment. But, Auburn has had a great year. They still have a lot of work to do, though, Bama Jack, before they're in position to play for the national championship. You can get close, like Alabama found in 2008. You still got to finish the deal. And they got a good team.
I got to ask you a question. You got to be honest about this.
Yeah.
Are you Bama Jack?
No.
That sounds like
not at all, my friend. All right, another email to get to, Rodney, and this one is from Christopher Endor. Alabama needs to watch the fake punts. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you're playing a team with a reputation for faking a punt on a 4th and short situation. You got all your defenders inside the hashes, and it was an automatic for the guy just to run around the corner with nobody there. I can't believe that they seemed to be caught off guard, because everybody I know was yelling fake punt. Watch the fake.
Yep. Yeah, and Gary, the thing about it is, Josh Jasper looked like he had done it before.
Yeah.
I mean, he really ran well.
I think for Les Miles, you get to do a little bit of everything before. All right, more of your phone calls and emails when we come back. Get the phones ringing. We'll see you right after this. Welcome back to TITV here on WVUA TV, and we have these terrific-looking shirts on again tonight, courtesy of the Locker Room, located on the University Strip for 46 years. They are providing us with our original elephant wear tonight. It's the hottest thing in Tuscaloosa, and the Locker Room is the hottest men's store in Tuscaloosa. You don't make it for 46 years, right, unless you know what you're doing. Right. Go by there and check out elephant wear. You can get shirts, dress shirts like we have on, short sleeve shirts, pullovers, pants. They've got it all. They're the home of the original elephant wear. Go by or look them up on the internet. You can check their inventory on the web as well. Okay, let's get right back to the phone calls tonight. And who have we got first up? It's John in Jasper. John, go ahead, my friend.
Hey, yes, sir. I've been hearing a lot of rumors about Coach Saban going to Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, John, those rumors are out there. There's no doubt about that. But I would say at this point that's all they are, strictly rumors.
Again, I wouldn't expect that. He made it clear when he came here from the Miami Dolphins that the reason he only stayed in Miami 2 years was he simply did not feel comfortable as an NFL coach. We know his wife, Miss Terry, certainly does not like the NFL atmosphere. She prefers the college setting and the things that she can do in the community. So, if that's true, then I would not expect the Dallas Cowboys to nab Nick Saban away from Alabama.
Well, let's be clear. First of all, they'd have to offer the job. And secondly, and we've been shocked before, but I think you and I would be shocked if Nick Saban left Alabama for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's talk with BT. BT, how are you doing there, my friend?
I'm doing fine, Gary. How about yourself? Rodney?
Go ahead, BT.
Hey, Gary, if Alabama will get a BCS or in the top 10 or which bowl you figure, Gary, Rodney?
I can't tell you yet, and because you just said if. There's a lot of ifs. If Alabama wins out, they can still wind up in a BCS bowl. Obviously, if some things happen and they wound up in Atlanta, they could play for the SEC championship. After that, it's going to fall down depending on how they finish, based on how other people in the conference finish. Just too early to tell right now, BT, but I know a lot of people will be paying attention to the bowl situation in the next few weeks. Well, coming up, we'll make our predictions on the game. Will the Tide get back on course, or will they be bitten by the Bulldogs? Stick around. Prediction time right after this. Prediction recap, just like the Tide, Rodney and I are 7-2. I picked LSU preseason, as you know, when we break it down, and why I didn't stay with it, I don't know. I just thought after the bye week, what I saw in the second half against Tennessee, I thought Bama turned the corner, but they couldn't get it done in Baton Rouge. But we move on like the team must move on. Mississippi State's up next, and as we've already talked about, it's going to be a tough football game on Saturday night at Bryant-Denny. How do you see it?
Well, first thing I notice is that you got one team, Mississippi State, who's kind of on the rise, and Alabama, who kind of a little bit on a downward spiral right now. And Dan Mullen's an outstanding coach. There's no question that Alabama has more talent, but again, they're not playing up to their ability. Mississippi State's probably playing a little bit above their ability. I'm not real comfortable with this. I'm going to give Alabama the home field advantage, 20-17, but I will not be at all surprised if Mississippi State wins a game.
All right, well, I'm going to go with Alabama still. I still think this football team, and I've been saying it all year, but their best football is still out there to be played. And if they don't play a game, whether it's this week or later on against Auburn, if they don't play a game where everything clicks, I'm going to be surprised. I still think this team has the potential to be very, very good. And it needs to start on Saturday night. I think it'll be a tough game as well, but I like Alabama by a touchdown more than you like them by, Rodney, 27-17. I think the Tide gets it done. Gets a little momentum, then gets Georgia State, and then can be focused and ready to play what is going to be a huge Iron Bowl on November 26th. All right, that's going to do it for Tider Insider TV for this week. We'd like to thank our good friends over at Buddy's. It's dinner time. We're headed to Buddy's Rib and Steak in Northport. Come on by. We'll see you there. And don't forget, if you missed any of tonight's show, you can go to WVUATV.com. We'll have it posted later on, and also we'll have a replay tonight on WVUA at 10:35. So for Rodney Orr, our producer John Huddleston, our entire WVUA TV and Tider Insider TV crew, I'm Gary Harris. We'll see you next week.